What do you think? And you think?
You work for the NHS?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Well, do you know what? We could never pump enough money into that place. Never. It wouldn't matter how much money we gave it.
So you
just completely false consciousness. Every kind of false consciousness just happening. You couldn't fund the NHS enough. If you funded the NHS now, it would just fall apart. And she's saying that because she's like, there's too many brown people working in it. That's what she's implying. Even if they funded the NHS, it'd still be shit because it's not white. Said it was English the other day and the council chopped me head off. Yeah, exactly. All right, we got some GB News shit. Content warning, these people might say a slur and it won't get edited because it's GB News. I cannot cope. I cannot breathe. Please tell me this is a sketch. How does one end up like this? Let's see what this is. Brits take over Benidorm. GB News visits British holiday makers in Benidorm as they enjoy the sun.
Did you decide to come and live in Benidorm?
You'll probably edit it out because there's too many foreigners in the UK.
Oh my God.
Honestly.
We lost our rights. Freedom of speech went.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What? What? What do you mean? Lost our rights? Rights to what? Right to be racist? I mean, that didn't happen, but okay.
And you decided to pack them and leave?
Yeah, I said, nah, I ain't doing it no more.
So now you're in another country. Now you're in another country as a foreigner.
I'm off. I'm on. Nah. Britain lost the plot 20 years ago.
20 years ago? 20 years ago? In 2005? She thinks Labour getting in power was 20 years ago. That's 30 years ago, mate. 30 years ago, actually, my friend.
And what about you? How do
she
you
thinks she's being so funny.
Is it as bad as Britain?
No, it's a more relaxed lifestyle. You've got the weather, your utility bills are a lot lower. So the cost of living here is a lot lower than England.
Yeah.
And the lifestyle is more relaxed.
Yeah.
You have no animosity.
Uh-huh.
It's just so brilliant.
Cool.
And I mean, you obviously would recommend it to others, but what do you think of the inflation, how the government's doing inside Britain at this minute in time?
I don't think I can say it on air because I think they're absolute crap. And I just think it's the worst government ever. And they keep blaming everyone for the black hole. And when are they going to take responsibility for themselves? That's
interesting. This lady at the end didn't really say anything about foreigners or migrants or anything like that. This lady did, and she thought she was being well funny. She thought she was being so glib and savvy and cool sounding. Oh, you probably won't. Does she know who GB News are? If you have these kinds of views, you must know who GB News are. There's a big GB News logo on the fucking mic pop shield. What you on about? The last lady was just like, yeah, nah, the neoliberal government is stealing a bunch of people's money and it's bad. Where's all the money going? What's happening? I think that's like normal shit, right? Yeah, worst government ever, and she's right. Like, I agree with her on that. I fully agree with her on that. Anyway, this is 5 Pillars UK reporting on a white woman in Bath, not Bath, Bath. It's Bath. B-A-F-F, Bath. Racist ladies rant at the NHS worker. Let's have a look here.
Say that again.
What good are you ever going to bring?
What, you think I'm the problem to everything?
I do think you're a problem.
Well, what?
Yeah, I do. Are you working?
Yes.
Paying tax?
Yes.
Are you really?
Yes, I work for the NHS actually.
At McDonald's?
Yeah, no, for the NHS actually. I work for the NHS, love.
No doubt you work for the NHS because it's full of your lot, and that's why it's failing, mate. That's why it's
Mate,
failing.
what?
That is why it's failing. All the money gets pumped in there, and what happens to it? Can we even get a doctor? Can we? This country is gone to the dogs because of that. Because of you. Yeah?
Why are you being
Do
horrible?
what you want.
What's
You
the...
don't think it. You haven't scared us into silence, and nor is our government. Nor have they.
Why are you being horrible? There's no
Why?
need.
Why do you think where you come from? We're not used to that.
This guy is so clearly British. This guy has got a second generation accent. Sorry. Like, what are you on about? Where you come from? Where you come from? Where he comes from fucking Bath, mate. Like, what are you on about? What are you on about?
Right? We're not used to it. Why do you think we're being horrible? You think we're being horrible, do you?
I mean, you
Yeah, you're harassing him in the street.
yelling.
Do you think we're being horrible?
I mean, there's no need to yell at me in the street, is there?
We're being horrible.
I mean, you just started yelling at me in the street. What's wrong with you?
Yeah,
Like,
what do you think that is? We're at the end of...
I think it's because you're racist, mate. We're at the end of our tether, she's gonna say. We're at the end of our tether.
like,
What do you think that is? We're at the end of our tether with this.
With what?
We are at the end of our tether with this. Do you not understand that?
of course.
With what?
I've seen all the news. You're getting a bit.
So what do you think then? What do you think?
I think you're a bit misguided, to be honest. Yeah.
Misguided.
Yeah. Of course I have.
Thanks for the follow.
I have. Yeah, I have. If you think that, love, then that's up to you.
It wouldn't matter if you did, because you were like that old. I remember when this country was a real country, yeah?
We used to be a real country. We used to be a real country. She's right. We're not a real country. Oh my god. Bath is not a real place. It's just there for the pictures. It's true. Incredible. We used to have such a loud racist woman who would chase people around the town. It's so horrible. My friend frequently reports a hate preacher to the council. They say it's perfectly fine for him to stand there and be racist to people. Yeah, Bath I've heard is proper horrible. You can't even say your English these days because it doesn't exist anymore, yeah. She's taking his existence to live her dream of giving a racist speech about the brown man in her head. In her mind, she hears the applause of Facebook. Yeah, absolutely.
Right, yeah.
Long before you was born. Long before you was born. And this country is in the gutter now. It's in the gutter. So I remember when it wasn't.
Yeah, that's because
I
of.
remember when it wasn't.
Yeah, that's because of 14 years of Tories, mate. Like,
It's not.
yes, it is.
No,
We,
you're about 5 minutes old. What would you know about Tories?
mate, I know everything.
No. Yeah, the Tories let the world in. We know that. But this country was a great country once. One day it was. Once upon a time it was. And the last 30, 40 years of immigration has ruined it. And you work for the NHS.
What do you think? And you
You
think?
work for the NHS.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Well, do you know what? We could never pump enough money into that place. Never. It wouldn't matter how much money we gave it.
So you.
Just completely false consciousness. Every kind of false consciousness just happening. You couldn't fund the NHS enough. If you funded the NHS now, it would just fall apart. And she's saying that because she's like, there's too many brown people working in it. That's what she's implying. Even if they funded the NHS, it'd still be shit because it's not white. Said it was English the other day and the council chopped me head off. Yeah, exactly. The font on the van is very bad. She might be just like a private caterer who does not advertise. Look at the fucking design on that font. It's so bad. Haburbo. And that's not weather. It's just like terrible design. It's like lilac T, lilac E, lilac U, lilac G, lilac E, lilac X, hard purple HBRRBO. Mental. Absolutely mental. Insane. Huge. And what is this font? I recognize it. It's like, I don't know. Anyway, just terrible graphic design, but whatever. Half wiped permanent marker effect. Yeah. I love Haburbo. It stands for Holy Batman, Right Racist, Batshit, Oxymoron. This isn't in Bath, this is in Bristol. Ah. People are already talking about it on Reddit. Maybe she could consider a rebrand to the Bigot Box. Hey, Emmy Killy, how you doing? I saw this on the Bristol subreddit. Yeah, that's what I'm on right now. The Bath Place has released a statement saying she's doing one of this. It's also been posted in Green and Pleasant, which is the leftist UK one. The numbers aren't showing up on Google, so it's probably not even a proper business. Someone's linked gov.uk/report tax fraud. I don't know if we're gonna find her business on the stream tonight, so I'm not gonna try it. Let's listen to what the rest of what she's got to say is.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course I have. I have. Yeah, I have. If you think that, love, then that's up to you.
They love to do that, right? They love to do that. Fascists just love to do, no, you didn't. No, you haven't. They'll be like, have you lived here your whole life? And then the person will be like, yes, I was born here. And they'll be like, no, you aren't. No, you weren't. Okay, no, I wasn't. And this guy's responding in the right way. This guy's responding in the only way that you can respond to something like this, which is, okay, mate, if you say so, right? If you say so.
I remember when this country was a real country, yeah?
Right, yeah.
Long before you was born. Long before you
Ask her what that looked like. Ask her what was the real country. What do you mean real country? What made it a real country? Why is it not a real country now, but it's a real country before? And, you know, she's already said before immigration and all this shit.
It wouldn't matter how much money we gave it.
So you...
It's run by a bunch of immigrants.
There you go. The NHS is run by a bunch of immigrants. Okay. Riddle me this. Yeah? Riddle me this. What you want to happen is to get rid of all the immigrants, okay? Let's say that happened, and then we have no one, everyone, all the immigrants are in the US, in the NHS. That's what you're saying, right? And there's a slight bit of truth to that. I mean, it's overwhelmingly white, but let's say that what you were saying was true. Let's enter into your world for a bit, right? Get rid of all the immigrants. Now there's no one in the NHS. There's no heart surgeons. There's no neurosurgeons. There's no specialty surgeons. There's no, you know, specialists in anything because they're all immigrants, right? They're all immigrants, according to you. So, how are we gonna get that back? How are we getting that back? How are we getting that back? How are we getting those doctors back? Get them back when you kick them out? Is that what you do? I don't know. What do you do? Train white people to do it? How are you gonna do that? How are you going to do that when you get into 65 grand worth of debt for an undergraduate degree? 65 grand's worth of debt for an undergraduate degree? Who's funding this? Who's funding all these people to retrain and go into medicine all of a sudden? She should stick to running burgers in their boxes, yeah. Don't need one of them fancy medical doctors. Local shaman is all I need. Literally, you jest, Krill. But there are like white people in this country who call themselves fucking shamans, and they will sell things like homeopathic medicine and all that fucking nightmare nonsense shit.
Have an ethnically pure nation.
I'm not on about ethnically pure.
But then,
I'm not on about that.
well, then why are you having a go at me then?
Why am I having a go at you?
Yeah. Why have you stopped your car in the middle of the road, like on a random...
Oh, right, okay. Yeah,
What?
okay.
You're literally... What do you mean, love?
Okay.
Love, like... What, I don't know.
Whatever you want now you're recording. Say whatever you want.
I don't know what you're...
What? How did she not know he was recording before? Like, what do you mean? Say whatever you want, now you're recording? Okay, chat, let's break this down. What do we have here? This person is driving a van for a company. It's called the Burger Box. It is possible if she is driving the branded van. Now, this doesn't look like there is a fleet of these vans. This font, to me, does not say that there is a fleet of Burger Box vans. Pretty basic, right? Pretty basic font. I don't think there's a fleet of these vans. I think this is the only one. And I think that she owns it. And I think that she's a small business owner. I think that she's a mini Hitler. As I have said many times before, the loudest, most annoying and most disgusting bigots in this country are petty bourgeois reactionaries. What I mean by that is small to medium-sized business owners, people who are self-employed. They may have staff, they may not have staff, they may be self-employed, but a lot of the time, what happens is they get drawn in by neoliberalism. They get drawn in by neoliberal capitalism. It says to them, you can be a millionaire. You can be a billionaire. You can own your own company. You can do so much. You can prosper. You can have a great life. And when these people enter into the game of capitalism, they are already, she might have a working class background, we don't know. She doesn't seem like she's got generational wealth, and she probably doesn't. She's got a bit of an accent. She could very well be from a working class background. She started a business. She's tried to get on the fucking capitalism ladder, and she's instantly realized that things are very hard because capitalism means that people from that kind of a section of society cannot succeed unless they really, 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 really ruthlessly break the law, harm people, and exploit. And they still have to get lucky. Yeah, people like that still have to get lucky in order to actually be anywhere close to the big dogs in capitalism. Because the big dogs in capitalism are the billionaires, right? Those are the big dogs. You know, there is a ruling class, you know, a subset of people where there are like higher echelons of capitalism, and you're just not getting anywhere near that. You're not getting anywhere near that if you play by the rules. If you play by the rules and you be a nice person, you'll still be exploiting people, especially if you've got staff, because you'll be stealing their wages. You're not running a co-op, you're a business owner. So she's tried to play capitalism, and capitalism has gone, nah, Capitalism says to her via the media, look at all these immigrants. Look at all these immigrants. Look at them all doing all this stuff. Oh my God, isn't it bad? They're all over the NHS. There's no way you can get anywhere. It's because they're just putting immigrants in the NHS. There's immigrants in the waiting rooms. There's immigrants everywhere. Immigrants, yada, yada, yada. And she doesn't see immigrants all the time because it's not like that. Reality is not like that. Manchester is one of the biggest places for immigrants in the UK. And I go out on my fucking door every day. I live in the city centre of Manchester and I see fucking white people everywhere. Yeah, like I don't not see people of color. I don't not see black people, brown people, Muslims, all kinds of people, Chinese people, South Asian people, East Asian people, right? I see all kinds of people, but it's still overwhelmingly white. That is the reality. It is still an overwhelmingly white country. And so whenever she sees one person who is brown, she is like, it is time. It is time. I'm gonna do my shit. And this is her shit. And she is just making a fucking embarrassment of herself. She's only ever going to be known for this. We don't live in the USA. She's not going to be put on some kind of pedestal in 2 years for reform. It's not going to happen because she's the fucking Bristol Burger Box lady. She's not the governor of prisons who was recently appointed to be the justice minister for reform. She's not going to get anything out of this. And none of these people are going to get anything out of this. They will still be crushed and crushed and crushed by capitalism. You cannot play the game and win. It is rigged against everybody. Maybe she's racist because the Bath Burger Box is better. That's the real law, yeah. Bigoted battle between the Bath and Bristol Burger Boxes. Even in the USA, very few loud bigots get the platforms. Oh yeah, that's true actually. Yeah, because what's happened to Kyle shoot him up? What's his name? Kyle fucking House? What's his name? Rittenhouse. Shittenhouse. Tries to insult him by saying he works at McDonald's and she literally sells burgers herself. She tried to belittle McDonald's workers while running a burger delivery company. That's pretty good. Spoke to owner of a burger van. He was bad-mouthing McDonald's being everywhere, then goes on to discuss too, filling out of how it's immigrants' fault his business is struggling. They get so close, then decide to drive off a cliff, yeah. I mean, that's right? It's like, that's crazy, actually, that she did that. That's such a good point. Absolutely backs up what I was saying. She was like, I bet you work at McDonald's. And she holds McDonald's responsible for why she struggles, which is true. McDonald's are the big boys. She can't play with the big boys. Most people can't. And yeah, they get close and then drive off the cliff. Mental. So there you go.